Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Quibs, and this is Quibs Does Stuff. And in this series of short videos, we're going to be taking a look at the special abilities of the ghosts of Phasmophobia. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Hantu, which possesses some special abilities, mostly identifiable only during hunts. However, like all ghosts, it does give evidence, so let's have a look at that first. So here we can see the Hantu's journal page. As you can see, its strength is that in lower temperatures, the Hantu can move at faster speeds, and that its weakness is that in warmer temperatures, it moves at slower speeds. The evidence that the Hantu gives is ultraviolet, ghost orbs, and freezing temperatures. Alright, now we've got all three pieces of our evidence. However, these three pieces of evidence are close to the mimic's evidence, especially ghost orbs, which is what the mimic fakes. If ever you get these three pieces of evidence, I highly recommend that you double check for Spirit Box. Well, that's what happens when you do get all three pieces of evidence, but what if you don't? What if you're playing on a difficulty where you only get two pieces of evidence, or one piece of evidence, or no evidence, or the ghost is being elusive and you just can't get that last one? Well, let's have a look at the hunting behavior of the Hantu and see what makes it different. Now, I'm going to initiate this hunt using the haunted mirror in a room that is warm. The breaker's been on for a long time. This is not the ghost room, and the ghost hasn't been here much. Now, you can immediately notice that the ghost is slow. I'm only walking to get away from it, except for here where I have to dash because it doubled back on me. But otherwise, you'll notice that I can keep away from this ghost simply by walking. I don't need to use my sprint. I will here where I dash to a different looping spot. Now, the other thing that's really obvious is that this ghost is not speeding up. It is maintaining a constant speed. The Hantu does not speed up when in line of sight like many other ghosts do. Okay, so that's what happens when a Hantu is in a room that isn't freezing. But what happens if we go into a room where it is freezing? Well, I wish I could show you better, but as I've stated in many videos before, I am a coward. However, there is a way that I can sort of demonstrate this. Listen carefully. Okay, so in this clip, I'm hiding in the ghost room. The breaker has been off for a while, so the rest of the house is also cooling down, but the ghost room itself is freezing. Listen carefully to the footsteps of the ghost in this segment. Okay, so as we heard there, a Hantu in a freezing room is extremely fast, and a Hantu in even cold rooms is still quite fast. Its speed is set simply by the temperature of the room that it's in. It does not accelerate in line of sight, and it goes at whatever speed it can according to the room's temperature. This is why it keeps its ghost room cold. Now, another thing the Hantu will do is it will turn off the breaker a lot because it's trying to make the house cold. This allows it to move at a faster speed when hunting in whatever other room it happens to be in. There is one other piece of evidence for the Hantu, but I was not able to capture this. Once again, I am a bit of a coward, and it's really hard for me to capture some of the specific hunting behavior, especially of a Hantu, in its ghost room. While in a room that is freezing, the Hantu will exhibit cold breath. Now, the players also exhibit cold breath. You will have seen this as the mist that appears in front of your face when you're in a room that is cold. Before the latest update, this was actually an indication of a freezing room. It no longer is, and that is an important distinction to make. You will see the cold breath in rooms that are cold. I believe it's below 7 degrees or 6 degrees or maybe 5 degrees. However, it no longer indicates that the room is freezing, only that the room is cold. Now, the Hantu in its ghost room will exhibit this cold breath. It only happens during hunts. It's extremely hard to see. It's not as visible or as obvious as the player's cold breath, although I do believe that the developers made it more obvious than it used to be. But of course, that means you have to be in the room with a Hantu who is moving at close to its maximum speed because of how cold the room will be. I wish I could have got this footage, but I didn't. But be aware of it. If you think you see cold breath coming out of the mouth of the ghost, you might be dealing with a Hantu, especially if it's moving at a rapid pace in the room that it's in. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did enjoy this video, how about hitting that like button? Perhaps subscribing to my channel. I have hundreds of videos. Most of them are of me playing Phasmophobia, although that's not all I do. And maybe hit that notification bell in case you'd like to get an update when I upload a new video. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.